All right, day one. About to go get the Lasik procedure done. A little nervous, but heard some good things from a lot of people, so I'm really excited too. All right, T minus. What time is it? 9:06. T minus 55 minutes. I can't math right now. I'm a little nervous. Bailey's ready to go, but she's not going with us, so she's got to stay along. Yeah. So this should be interesting. Again, nervous. All right. So as you saw, procedure's done. They give you glasses instead of those little things that I've seen all over the place a lot of people wear. So I can see it's just cloudy right now. It's interesting. The procedure was tough to say. I'm not one to have anything near my eyes. That's why I don't really wear contacts, and it took me about 6 months to actually be able to put them in for the first time. So I mean, I don't like things near my eyes. They give you something to kind of relax a little bit. I had a couple stress balls that I'm sure no longer have their current form because I was very nervous. She actually took my blood pressure, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's a little high." I was like, "Yeah, well, I'm very nervous." So really, realistically, for a lot of people though, I mean, you don't need to be nervous. I mean, it's pretty simple. They walk you through the entire process. It's very easy. They tell you everything to expect. Everything that they said was true. You feel a little bit of pressure to begin with on the first part. When they actually do the flap, you'll feel a little bit of pressure, but you actually go black in that eye, so there's so much pressure where it actually diminishes your sight. So you actually, I think it's a lot easier that way, because you don't actually have to experience and see everything that's going on around you. You put something over your other eye, so it's just black, basically. And I was kind of worried because it felt like I was just closing this eye when they were doing this eye, and it was, propped open with their little gizmos, which I'm going to show you in a second. That portion of the procedure, it'll walk through the entire thing, and I'll try to do a little bit of commentary on the back end of it, just so that you guys can kind of know what I was experiencing at the time. And I don't know, I'm very excited. I can see a lot more than I was able to begin with, but let's see how things progress. And he said it went well. Great guy. Obviously, as you heard, a lot of accolades that this place has received. Joe Thomas is the guy that did the procedures here, and he was phenomenal. So great guy, recommend him. So let's see how the healing process goes, and we'll continue on with a little bit of the actual procedure here. All right, so here they go. They're lining it up, getting that outline. You can see the little bullseye thing going in there. So basically, this first part is going to be creating the flap to be able to actually use the laser to do the reshaping of your eye, to do the LASIK part of it. So this is the device that they use to actually create it as the stencil, kind of, I think, is what I want to call it. It's like a stencil. It suctions to your eye, and it creates the outline for the device to actually make the slit in your eye and create the flap. So the flap is going to be the part that they peel back in order to do the procedure. But as you can see right here, I think they put something else on top of it. As you can see it kind of get into focus there. Kind of like putting a paper towel on a wet surface. You kind of like see it bleed in. So that's kind of what I think happened there. But you'll see on the bottom it starts to cut, and then it like has a jagged line, and then right there it starts to actually go through. So I believe that part is the actual part that is my eye. That first part was actually a part that they left so that they can, when they peeled it back, it stays in place exactly where it is, so that when they put it back forward and back into place, it's good to go. You don't have to try to measure to see exactly where it needs to go. It just falls right back into place exactly where it should be. So release suction right there, and it's back off. Now I should note too, I'm going to fast forward this next part because you don't need to see both eyes and same speed, but when they're doing this process, they do let you know, they do walk you through the entire thing. The suction part of it, now when they press down on it, they will let you know. So this part I'm really fighting them on. I'm not trying to, but it's just I have such an aversion to things going in my eye that he tries to seed it right here. It doesn't seed because my eyelid actually gets underneath it again, so it won't actually stay down. So he's got to actually pull my eyelid out. But anyway, he he lets you know, or she lets you know as you're doing the procedure, that you will actually have a lot of pressure there, and you will lose sight in that eye. And it's true. So you have the pressure going down, and you lose sight in that eye. Now they have your other eye kind of covered up, so you don't really know what's going on. You don't really see anything after that point. So right now I have no idea what's going on. I feel myself move because they actually shift you from one to the next, and basically they cut the eye. Now the eye cutting part, you have to stay completely still. This thing's on your eye. You have no sense of vision in it, and basically it takes about 30 seconds. Now they do a great job of counting you through it, letting you know, all right, 10 seconds. All right, you got 20 seconds, or 20 seconds in, you got 10 seconds left. All right, you're good, don't move, stay still. You know, they walk you through the entire thing. So it's very reassuring and comforting to have somebody there like that, just letting you know where you're at, letting you know how much time you have left. But there you go. That's how they create the flap at Lasik Plus at this place. Alright, so this next part you're just going to have to bear with me on, because I took a look back at the footage and Marley was the one doing the videotaping. She switched everything over, forgot to refocus it, so it's really out of focus. So what I did is I did a little sharpening in post. Very bad sharpening because it was so out of focus, so it's going to look really weird, but you're going to get a lot more detail out of it than what it was originally in that video. So just take a look at this part. This is the interesting part. This is the actual part where they're going to put the laser on my eye and actually do the corrective part. Alright, like I said, kind of blurry. I know, I'm sorry, but I mean, I can't go back. I could, but I'm not gonna go back just to do this part of the procedure, just so that you guys can see a crisper picture of it. But anyway, they use this device to kind of open up my eyelids to make sure that, you know, everything's out of the way, so that when the laser's doing its work, you know, there's nothing interfering with it. So you're gonna see in a second, they're gonna bring in this device that actually goes underneath the flap and kind of moves around it. That's gonna come into focus here in about a couple seconds. Oh, nope, they were zooming in a little bit right there. So you see that little device come in. It's gonna peel back the flap right there on the corner, and then it's gonna start going along the edges and then all the way through. It's basically there just to make sure, I'm speculating here, obviously, that, you know, everything's separated, that there's not a hard tether on your eyeball and the flap, so that when they peeled it back, you know, it doesn't tear it off. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff still left there, so they want to make sure that they're gentle with it and peel it back the right way. That part is really weird. When they peel it back, it is really, really weird. So I'll tell you that in a second, actually. So right here, they're gonna put it back on top. That's done already. That's it. The laser's already done its thing. Go underneath, make sure that the eyeball's, you know, in place the way that it should be. Straighten it out, make sure there's no wrinkles, no bubbles in the cornea there, and then they switch over to the next eye. So here, I think they're sterilizing my eye. I don't know for sure. I think they're using sterilizing, like antibiotics or like disinfectant or something. I don't know exactly what they're doing. He's like painting my eyeball with a little brush, and then he puts a drop in there. I think that's the steroids to kind of help the healing process. But here's the next eye. I'm gonna fast forward this part. When they peel back your cornea, when they peel back that flap, it is really, really weird. You're focusing on a green dot or whatever kind of dot it is at the place you go to, but you're focusing on a dot. They peel it back. It basically is like somebody unplugging your TV and just having the fuzz. Like, it goes completely blurry. You can't see anything anymore. So how I stayed focused on that green dot, I don't know. Obviously, they have you in position and your eyeball is just not going to move. But anyway, it takes 10 seconds for the laser to actually do its thing, right about 10 seconds. And that's it. You're done. You smell a little bit. There's a little bit of noise, but that is it. At that point, they're just cleaning you up, making sure everything's good, in place, sterilizing drop. Boom, you're done. You can stand up and you can see. You've had LASIK. Ready? Just introduce yourself and how many procedures you've done, and I don't know, a little bit about everything.
Are you going to come in and book shot then?
Yeah, sure, I could.
All right, I'm going to talk about you too.
All right,
I'm
awesome.
Dr. Thomas. I had the privilege of taking care of this young man today. I've done close to 40,000 or so of these procedures and been doing these for about 22 years now. But the most important thing is that to take care of both of your eyes, because that's what matters to you, right?
Yeah, that's what I get to see out of the rest of my life. So.
You got a great team of people here that helps with this. I get more accolades than what I deserve because they are so really wonderful, and even everything that they do to make this go so smoothly. And when you watch your video, you're going to see how well you did.
Awesome.
Okay? My
I
pleasure.
very much appreciate it.
You bet.
Yo,
My pleasure.
It's a pleasure. Thank you again.
All right.
All right, so set up behind the green screen. I'm not going to put anything back there, but it's good lighting right here. So it is right now 8:45. So I had the procedure. It was scheduled for 10. With all the waiting and the paperwork and everything, it didn't actually end up going down until around 12 o'clock, I think, like 11:30, 12 o'clock. So it was a low wait. Getting really, really nervous. They gave me a Valium, like I said earlier, to kind of cope with the stress, the anxiety, and the emotions that are going on when you're waiting for the whole process to start. Didn't really kick in. I don't know if it did and I just didn't feel it, but she took my blood pressure. Like I said, it was a little high. But yeah, so I got home, and basically it was a 45-minute drive home, and they said when you get home, the numbing drops are going to wear off. Well, the numbing drops wore off partially because I think I started to get, I definitely got a migraine on the way home. And that was part of the reason, but they're so sensitive to light after the procedure that literally almost the entire ride home I had my eyes closed because I could not open them. When I tried to open them, they would tear up immediately and I'd have to shut them right away. So got home, slept for, I don't know, got home at like 12:30, 12:45. So I guess the procedure was probably around 11:30, but I got home around 12:30, and I went to bed and I woke up around 5 o'clock. So tonight should be interesting to sleep because I should be sleeping in order to help the healing process because I have a 8 a.m. appointment tomorrow morning, and we'll see how that part goes. But all right, so here's my eyes. So they give you these glasses, which is fantastic because a lot of the pictures that I think I said this already, the pictures that I had been looking at online, they showed like the covers that go over and they're all taped up and stuff. So this is cool. I like this. They say on them like high UV protection or whatever. But so you have a little bit of bloodiness in your eye, I guess. That's normal from the pictures that I've been seeing. So here's what my eyes look like. You can see a little, here, let me look that way. You can see a little bit of the redness from like your eye, but I don't know, they're both sides. Actually, it's really hard to do and try to look at the camera and do all that stuff, but so you're supposed to wear these. I think it's 2 days with these glasses, and then they said that you can switch over to your other ones. And why don't you wear them at night too, because so you don't bump your eye and it's still healing that flap. So since it's trying to heal that flap up, they want you to make sure that you don't move it. So day one, successful. I can see it's still a little hazy, but I can see it's fantastic. It's awesome. So take a look tomorrow. Hopefully everything's better. Check in there next. All right, so now I'm on my way. Shut the garage door. A lot better this morning after I actually put the hydro, the artificial tears in my eyes. Those things are phenomenal, and I'm gonna ask them because I've been using them a lot. So that you're supposed to take them once an hour, and it says at least that many times a day, or as directed by your physician. So I'm gonna see if I can be taking them more than once an hour. So we're gonna find that out, and I'll let you guys know because my eyes have been kind of dry, so I've been using them a little bit more. I've just used the same capsule, and I've just laid them on a piece of tissue paper so that they actually it stayed clean and it didn't contaminate it. So we'll see what they say, and I'll let you guys know. But fantastic. I mean, the ability to see is something I've not had in quite a while. So let's go to that appointment and see what they say, how the healing process is going. Alright, so day 3, actually end of day 3. The appointment went well yesterday. It actually went really well. I still have a little bit of haze in this eye. They said it was inflamed a little bit. He's like, it's probably going to go down with the steroids and everything. You should see a lot better, hopefully in about a week. They tested my vision to see where I was at. I was actually kind of surprised, and they were kind of surprised where I was at already. I was at a 20/10 vision for everything, so that was really good. So 20/10 vision, it's not hurting anymore. My eyes aren't really dry. I can really go the whole day without putting any drops in if I wanted to. My left eye still may need a little bit, but not too much. But other than that, everything's good. So I think I'm going to actually end the video here, because I mean I have one more appointment in a month, but I mean everything's good. So I appreciate the opportunity that science has given us to enhance our vision via lasers in our eyeballs, I guess is a way to put it. So yeah, I highly recommend the surgery, highly recommend the staff at Lasik Plus in Cleveland. That's the one that I went to, that's the one that I know, so that's one I definitely highly recommend. If you guys have an ability to go there and are in the area, I definitely recommend them. Dr. Thomas is fantastic, and he was a nice guy to speak with, as you guys saw. So if you guys have any questions for me, though, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you need anything from me that you can think of, just let me know. If you liked the video, hit the like button for me. If you think somebody would actually benefit from actually seeing this procedure done, and think it could benefit their lifestyle and their lives, make sure you share it with them. There's a share button down below. And if you want to see other videos, now I don't do a lot of videos like this. I do mostly car videos. So if you want to see some more stuff that I do, make sure you hit the subscribe button in the beneath the video. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.